This should be where Kokomi said to meet her. Do you still remember this place? Paimon remembers we came by here last. That was back when you did your stint as captain of Swordfish too. Things on the island must have changed a lot since then.
If the enemy outnumbers you, seek their weakness and exploit it. If you outnumber the enemy, seek unequivocal. Marauders on the waterfront are supplied by sea, burning their ships.
General Goro, sir, do you have a verdict?
More or less. From the directives left behind by Her Excellency, we can surmise we could split into two teams. One to draw their attention, and the other to circle around. Then again, Madame Kokomi made clear that we are not to split up without sufficient forces. We'd risk being...
Sir, shall I send for reinforcements?
I doubt there's time. Based on their movements, they'd likely be... Her Excellency's directives also stipulate that we should wait in ambush and avoid making the first move.
Sir, we're just gonna stand by and watch them leave?
Her Excellency's directives also state help may arrive when all seems lost. As for where this help is supposed to come from...
Hey, Goro! What are you guys up to?
Captain, you've returned to Watatsumi Island.
That's great! Her Excellency's directives are as reliable as ever. Recently, the remnants of the Fatui forces have been unusually... Unfortunately, we don't have the manpower to split into two teams.
Hard to say no when it's the Fatui. Whatever they're planning, we won't let them...
Good. There's not a moment to lose. We'll go behind enemy lines and sabotage... Watch yourselves.
Seems like the Resistance still remembers us.
Frozen.
The wind knows me. Laid bare.
I guess this is it. It's time for our flash break. It's no problem.
Transfixed.
This was well done. Comrades, they've set the ship on fire! An arson attack! Curse them! They leave us no choice but to attack! Comrades, let's make them regret it! I try to break you! My duty at an end.
We were lucky to have you here. We'd have no way to prevent their escape.
What's that you're holding? Let Paimon see. Oh, wow. This is a whole...
Yeah. Well, no, not all of them.
Are you serious?
Her Excellency always plans for every scenario. Plus, these are her general operational directives, which are more comprehensive than most. Still, we're fortunate to have them. They make sure...
Oh, understanding every eventuality sounds tiring.
Captain, are you back on Watatsumi Island to lead Swordfish 2 again? We've all been feeling your absence. Her Excellency says that now is a time of peace, and that we should reduce the size of the military and focus on help. About half of us are still organized into task forces, supporting the platoons. The other half have been given very... Of course, not everyone's happy about it. The other day, an old buddy of mine was grumbling about being...
The spirit of the Resistance is alive and... Anyway, we're here because Kokomi invited us to the victory.
I believe Her Excellency is currently at Boro Village. There were reports of a possible disturbance over there. We should probably get going ourselves. And, also, on your way over, I'm sensing a growing unease among them. But I don't know what they used to tell me all their concerns, but whatever this is, they're keeping it hidden. I don't like it one bit.
Sounds good. Paimon, ready when you are.
Wait, aren't you...
captain of Swordfish 2? Oh, it is you! Oh, you have our I wasn't with Swordfish 2. But I did see you in Tatara's. Oh, you really gave it to those shogunate samurai. Is there anything you need from me? I'm at your service. On edge, you say? In fairness, the battle isn't long over, and, well, perhaps it isn't quite over for them. You know what I mean? Victory's declared, and all of a sudden, the fighting's over. But I don't know what else it could be. But what I do know is that as long as and all the more so now that you're back, seriously.
What a nice guy. Let's go have some...
Don't I know you? I've definitely seen you somewhere before. Can't place you, but unsettled. Not that I would, necessarily. I keep to myself most. We're at peace now, finally. And I, for one, intend to make the most of it. My life right now is a...
Huh. Seems he's about to fall asleep.
Ugh. I don't understand what Her Excellency is thinking. I mean, peace talks? Give me a break. Why would she agree to that?
Exactly. Everyone knows you can't trust the Tenryou Commission. I heard they've been secretly coordinating with the Fatui and plan to
Wait, for real? You're sure of this?
Positive. Some of our guys had a run-in with a few Fatui. They caught them conspiring together first.
I knew it! The Tenryou Commission are a bunch of crooks. They'll never change. Honestly, it's kinda not—
Shh! Keep your voice down. Someone's coming.
Hey there. What you talking about?
Captain, you're back. Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing just now?
No, let's not mention it. He's one of our closest advisors. For all we know, the peace...
I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but you're... welcome back to Watatsumi Island, Captain. Nothing to report here.
Her Excellency should be in the village at present. Head straight over if you wish, Cap.
Paimon definitely detected some hush-hush go...
Admit it! We know you've been secretly supplying the Tenryou Commission with goods purchased on Watatsumi Island. I knew something was off about a Tenryou Commission merchant doing business here.
I'm innocent!
Ha! You're as guilty as they come. You never should have been allowed to set foot on this. Take him away!
Wait! Kokomi, there you are! Something's going down over here. You should take a look.
Your Excellency! This merchant is suspected of criminal activity. Our surveillance shows that in his whole time here, he has made numerous purchases, but no sales. And
I haven't!
That will do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked up here, shall we? Matsuda, Uchimura, I understand that you're concerned for the safety of Watatsumi, but before we make any decisions over whether this merchant is guilty or not, if he's guilty, of course, there will be consequences. But if he's innocent, he doesn't deserve to be Excuse me, sir. As you know, my subordinates have some concerns surrounding—
Of course! I can explain it. I'm a trader on the island. So naturally, I built up some inventory. I was planning to hold off on selling and... but then I was robbed by the Fatui. They took everything. Now, you think about that.
And why should we believe you? So what? That doesn't prove they took his good. And even if they did, it'll still end up in the Tenryou Commission's hands.
What? The Tenryou Commission are colluding with the Fatui now? I suppose it is true. What's that?
What, the Tenryou Commission start colluding with the Fatui after the fight? We met a representative of the Kujo clan recently. It doesn't seem like... But on the way over here, we accidentally...
It has been brought to my attention, yes. We are scheduled to begin peace talks with the Tenryou Commission soon. The Kamisato clan, Kujo, Sara, and I will be accompanied by our guards. We will use the talks to discuss... But just as arrangements for the peace talks began to fall into place, I started hearing rumors of collusion between... If that's the case, then the peace talks are likely a trap. Even the Kamisato clan could be involved. Sir, are you quite certain that your goods were
Yes, it's the truth. I swear. They stole my goods and then they ran off that.
Very well. The potential ramifications of, however, if we find evidence to corroborate the claims of collusion,
Yes, of course.
Matsuda?
Well received, Your Excellency.
Good. Now, Traveler, I mean, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the investigation? Good. I look forward to I also have a few new things to teach.
If we do find the merchant's goods in the hands of the Fatui, it'll prove he's innocent. Whatever's going on between the Fatui and the Tenryou Commission, we need to get to the bottom of it.
This must be the Fatui camp from the looks of it. It used to be a Hilichurl camp. Not by brute force, that's for sure. But that's not a problem. The terrain here gives us our enemies in the light while we are in the shadows. Option 1. Take the king and it's checkmate. If we strike from above and take down their leader first, the rest of the option 2. Hit them where it hurts. If we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight without alerting them, they'd be caught completely off guard. Both their morale. Option 3. Use the environment against them. We're close to the sea here, so the air is very humid.
Wow, that's our grand strategist.
That will depend on our assessment of our own ability. A surprise attack from the air is the quickest solution. With an explosion, we could rapidly reduce their numbers without a protracted battle. But if we decide to take advantage of the environment, we should be prepared for a lengthy siege. It seems that you share. This is my preferred tactic. Let's work together to give them the surprise. The explosion was roughly the size I expected. Hopefully we've given them a fright.
Have a load of this. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. Eat up. Eat up. You need to hurry up.
Allow me.
Feels good.
One with nature.
You can't run. You haven't seen the last of us. Don't be a killjoy. We've all
Disappear!
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my
see
night!
through you. You can't run. Is that all you got? Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
Laid bare.
Looks like I went too far. The loneliness of death. Dues.
Rest and reap.
Transfixed.
So soon. No escape. You can't run from death.
Excellent work.
All thanks to your genius
Actually, even the best tactics live or die on the strength of the... Winning a battle takes a concerted effort from everyone in...
Now that you mention it, Paimon. Hey!
I must admit, I wasn't expecting to find the what's their objective? Let's scour the camp for evidence.
All right, time to... So these are the Fatui food supplies? They look a little past their best. Is this really all they had to eat? Whoa! This place is chock full of bomb-making materials! This is way too dangerous! We should tell Kokomi right away and figure out the best way to deal with it. Hey, look here! Could these belong to the merchant? There's a lot of stuff. Some of it has the Tenryou Commission emblem. Yep, this has gotta be it. Kokomi! Kokomi! We found the merchant's stuff!
I see. Oh, nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen goods, all right. Food, medicine, farming tools. All essential for post-war recovery. By contrast, it's doubtful that the Tenryou Commission has any need. In all likelihood, he's just an opportunistic merchant. Nothing quite as scandalous.
He's hardly a saint, though, right? We're not just gonna give them back to him and let him go.
Don't worry. I had already in my recently issued post-war temporary decree, I included restrictions on the prices of essential everyday. If he had taken the time to read the decree, it's unlike...
Kokomi, you think of everything!
I wish that were true. Take this alleged collusion between the... the low energy doesn't exactly help.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Come on. It's not long now until the victory feast. It'll be a race against...
Got it! First we mend the peace.
My goods! You got them back. Thank you, Your Excellency. And you. See? I told you I was innocent.
I'm not so sure. You could have easily...
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, there's nothing to... Had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui operates, they would have left some...
But what if...
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods. As...
Apologies.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls don't have a clue.
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You may be innocent of the accusations originally leveled at you, but hoarding essential goods is a crime under the temper. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures. In addition to enforcing the sale of these goods at the accepted rate...
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. As the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island, I abide by the just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized. You may have been proven innocent of the more...
Wait a minute,
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away.
Your Excellency, he says all the goods belong to him, but it doesn't add up. Those of a Tenryou Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. Leave the shrine paraphernalia to me. As for the rest, I'll leave you... I know, that's a lot to ask.
Not at all, Your Excellency. We're on it. But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs of collusion in this case. I know the peace talks are coming up, so...
I understand your concern. I'll be sure to give it... I'm going to take these items back to the... Watatsumi Island observes different customs than the rest of Inazuma. I imagine it must all seem a little alien to you. It's been a long time since I last came to this village. There's been a lot to deal with recently. Next time you visit, I'll take you to visit Watatsumi Island's old shrine. You know, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not located in Sangonomiya. It was close to the Statue of the Seven. Back then, the people of this island recognized the Shogun's existence. But after she struck down our protector deity, the shrine was abandoned. Relations between Watatsumi Island and the Shogunate have soured ever since. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have to be...
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your busy schedule? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear. You need to take better care of yourself.
Thanks for your
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. After all this time fighting the Shogun, if we reconcile with them, the god who once protected us will have...
Come on, that's ancient history. Besides, the fighting is barely over. We should...
I know, it's just... we should...
I appreciate your concerns. I will consider the options carefully.
Wonderful. We're all count...
Oh, Your Excellency? Well, I'll be... fancy meeting you at a place like this. Do you know, my daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Maiden selection process this year. If she makes it into Sangonomiya, I'm always telling my daughter that if she gets the chance to learn from her just look at Her Excellency, still so young, but so...
Well, if she comes to Sangonomiya, I'll look out for her.
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year. Let me bring you up to speed on the latest situation.
Oh, Your Excellency, isn't this the captain of Swordfish 2?
Your Excellency!
Please, remain calm, though, for the longer ones. I'd prefer it if you could write a report and submit it... Are you alright? Me too. It does get pretty...
Your Excellency, here you are. There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of ceremonial...
Oh! We retrieved those already.
Really? That's fantastic! You never cease to amaze. I sorted through all the petitions received recently and placed them on your desk. Also, according to the schedule, you're just in time for your meeting.
That's today?
Yes, the two young ladies have arrived.
I see. Well, let's rendezvous tomorrow at the end.
Yay! The victory feast!
That's the name of the game. There'll be some Watatsumi...
Great! See you tomorrow!
Hmm.
isn't here? That's weird. How is she still not here? Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment. I don't know where she's gone.
So strange.
Not necessarily. If I recall correctly, let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, and should my whereabouts be unknown, direct them to proceed southward. The footnote stipulates that this only applies when Her Excellency has made no communication regarding her whereabouts before disappearing. As far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes. I keep this directive on me at all times.
Kokomi really does think of everything. All right.
Follow the wind. Yeah.
Are you sure this is the right place? It feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive? It looks like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look. Kokomi! So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up and get things ready for the victory feast today.
It's you. I apologize.
You got sick? We'll go find it.
No. It's nothing like that.
You run on energy? You mean you're like a...
No, it's just a figure of speech. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I can't. You noticed? I guess I haven't quite mastered the ability to hide how I'm feeling. To be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. At first, my dream was to read up on militaries constantly communicating with people, trying to retain their morale, having to read between the lines, making sure everyone gets the recognition they deserve. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just from being in your presence, but because of my bloodline, I was always going to end up being the divine priestess, sooner or later. So, whenever I feel overwhelmed, I come here to just lose. Don't worry, it doesn't affect my work. I handed over preparations for the victory. I have to make a speech tonight. And I mustn't give the troops any reason to suspect that something...
Is there anything we can do to help?
I should be feeling energized again soon if I hold off on work for a little longer. I was reading a book last time I was here, but... I only...
We'll find it for you, and then we'll read it out to you, to help you
You do that for me? I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
Whoa, look at all these petitions! So does Kokomi make time to deal with Sangonomiya Events Cash Flow Statement? Consolidated Annual Report on Fishing Production. This is a lot of work for one person, and it's on top of all the directives she has to write. Let's try. Hey, look! Could this be the book she wanted? swordfish captain came back today.
That's just, Give it here!
Guess that was the wrong one. It's gotta be this one, right? Look, there's even a bookmark. None of the other books have. Ooh, it's pretty dense. Well, let's take it over. Kokomi, is this the book you wanted?
I'm not sure, actually. Could you read a bit out loud? Yes, that's the one.
Kokomi? Oh no! She's fallen as tonight's the victory feast. Not to mention that the peace talks are just around the corner. You sure that's a good idea? She does look pretty exhausted.
Avoid disaster. The war's over. Did you see? What time is it?
Yep, you've been out for ages. It's nearly...
I can't believe it got... I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. That's gotta be 3 whole energy points. Thank you. Well, we better get ourselves over there.
Woohoo! Kokomi's back to full energy!
It looks like everything's in place for the feast. But I still need...
Oh, how much energy will that take?
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered more quickly than...
That's great! We'll be rooting...
Welcome, everyone! Today is the day that we celebrate. Recently, our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and we finally saw the abolition of the Vision Hunt Decree. None of us can know what the Inazuma of the future will look like. But tomorrow, I meet with the Tenryou. Thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. Truly, it is only this feast is held in honor of each and every one of you gathered here today. Tonight seems to have gone off without a hitch. People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. I still have no further leads regarding the issue of... And I'm concerned that something might happen at...
Okay, sure.
Watatsumi Island is fine. Recently, well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally... During the hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. We just had to make do. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. The poor kids were crying all day and night, but we'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning all night long. I hear you're captain of Swordfish too, is that right? Well, thank you for your service. Here.
Oh, no.
Ah, come on, take it. Without you, we'd probably still be going to bed hungry tonight.
Okay, well, thanks.
Hey there. Care for some fruit and vegetables? Nature's remedy when you overdo the barbecue. Are you referring to the thing about the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui? It's funny you should say that the soldiers seem excitable, though. I've had the same... He's been acting strange these days. Always shouting and waving his spear around when he's got nothing to do. He's scared... It's a miracle the fighting has finally come to an end. Yeah, I really... Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much information.
Sounds promising. Let's go see what that... This guy smells of...
Huh? Wait, don't tell me. Captain of Swordfish 2, you actually came back. I thought you'd abandoned the platoon and...
Nuh-uh! We would never run from a fight!
Huh, is that so? All anyone talks about these days is peace and stuff. Do you remember what the most important thing is to the... You got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. I'll answer your questions, but only...
Ugh, this guy. What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
We'll see about that. You're a strong fighter. No wonder her ex... You really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand the captain. Comrade. Will you join us? We made it up. The story about the Tenryou Commission colluding with the Fatui. It didn't happen.
What? Poor Kokomi's been worried sick. You're telling us you made the whole... What the heck were you thinking? This could send you right back into war with the Tenryou Commission.
Yes, that's exactly what we're hoping to... Peace talks? Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. That's what's to stop the Tenryou Commission from stabbing us in the back. And what's to stop the Raiden Shogun from issuing another Vision Hunt decree. We are the resistance. Everything hinges on... We can't trust the Tenryou Commission or the Raiden Shogun. But we can put... Surely you agree with that.
His point does kinda make sense. But yeah, everything you said just now... Are you seriously willing to make up a wild rumor and ruin the peace everyone...
Don't take that tone with me, acting like you're above all of this. For the sake of victory, we embody the warrior's will to the fullest. You understand? You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person, but how can I? How can I when every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can never forgive the Tenryou Commission? I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever. Go ahead and tell Sango.
Too late? What are you... Darn. Doesn't seem like he's gonna answer. What are we gonna do? This is really... A few things. The whole thing about the Tenryou Commission colluding with the Fatui is baloney. They made it all up. They wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war. And they said it's too late to try and stop them.
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry. This is my fault. If only I'd perceived what they... I think I understand what Kozin means when he says the talks don't begin until tomorrow. But both sides have already sent their guards to the location. I highly suspect that one of Kozin's pro-war co-conspirators will have infiltrated...
Well, that's no good. Do you want us to...
That won't work. Firstly, the act of bringing... It would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. They would attack the Tenryou Commission, not to mention... We have no idea how many of Watatsumi Island's soldiers are involved in this plot.
It sounds like a really tricky situation.
Don't let it worry you. What's done is done. These soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not theirs alone. Let's meet here again tomorrow. Well, the piece here. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are complex, to be sure, but I took the liberty of writing them all down. This way...
Whoa, this is huge! Let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation, armed revolt, coordinate... Wow, there are so many! But you've thought of a solution...
Glad to hear it. These peace talks are quite exceptional, but any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiation. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, this responsibility is, of course, excellent. It's been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met was on—
Yes, where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
That's right. He's here to bear witness to the proceeding. He experienced the war between us firsthand, and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace.
Seems reasonable. Then let's... The first item is the maritime administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing. We intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes.
That's fine. But if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be
accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you that your vessels will be...
Negotiations seem to be going pretty smooth.
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military authority. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations. Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Since the war is now over, I propose that we have the Yashiro Commission appoint a business council to oversee...
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need to involve merchants from both sides in this process.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment?
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods we can produce ourselves and our strong trade links, not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe...
Let's leave that aside for now, then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction...
That just isn't feasible. Not in the...
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it. The Tenryou Commission alone has ultimate
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low and... Comrades, never trust the Kujo! Let's get them!
Protect Madame Kujo!
Number 16. No, wait. 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it?
The last one. But hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu. The situation has changed. Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns. But I will... Madam Kujo, this is rather serious. I believe you owe what...
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two, here, now! Speak! Collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion as such.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the... At the time, I felt like we could give it a try. After all...
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and stirring things up a little. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion. It was just a one-off...
That's enough. When we return, there will be Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? You should be having no interaction with them whatsoever. So...
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like
Oh, her subordinates. So they're out for revenge. They want to keep One day, I will hunt them down. We bear responsibility for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs. Please.
But of course, Madam Kujo. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou...
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now. But we shall revisit it as soon as for the trade issues we raised. I will discuss options with the Yashiro...
Seems like Kujo-sara's on the defensive now.
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. Settling our differences on the battlefield is... I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will conduct a thorough investigation.
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, they will attempt to reestablish. I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear.
I will bear this in mind. I shall take my leave now. Until we meet...
Your Excellency, we...
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Your Excellency, you knew?
I have already been informed on the reasons for your actions. You believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy and sought to sabotage. Fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryou Commission plot. Yet, this was purely
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate victory.
I understand your sentiments. But you cannot simply impose your will and expect others to bear the consequence. During the war, there were highs and there were lows. And in the end, there was a glorious victory. But you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war quite differently. Most people suffer. Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort.
But...
I understand, I do. And the fault is not yours. It was largely an oversight on my part. I taught you to nurture a warrior.
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was out either way. We are ready to accept sentencing.
Very well. Then I hereby declare that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join. But be warned, the train—
Your Excellency, what are you saying?
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. It is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace, but we must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warriors will— I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
All right, dismissed. Go and report, and if there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you may have.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus— Thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency. We'll—
I think that's finally— I can feel my energy level starting to drop. Thank you for everything. With your help, peace— recovering. Slowly. But today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people. I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time. Do you think so? To be honest, I'm still a long way off what's expected of— in the past, I was concerned only with— but I realize now that wasn't going far enough. I have a long way to go. But that's okay. In short, I've still got some maturing to do.